Well, ladies and gentlemen, another one bites the dust. Yes, there is another gaming studio that Sweet Baby Inc. was involved with that has now officially gone the way of the dodo bird. Not necessarily because of Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement, but let's be real. After a certain point, you have to start asking the question, when are you going to start partnering, or stop partnering, I should say, with terrible companies like Sweet Baby Inc. when you are an overcosted, overworked developer that is clearly in need of profits, and you're choosing to give up those profits for diversity.
For a modern gaming audience.
At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you kind of get what you got coming to you, right? Like, you get what you pay for, you get what you advocate for, you get what you vote for. It's something that I stand by with a lot of different things and a lot of different topics. But we have an article here from That Park Place with a headline that reads, Sweet Baby Inc. reveals dev team behind Shadow Gambit, the cursed crew shut down, and the costs were exceeding revenues. Now, this was already a pretty niche game as it is. Now, from what I understand, it looks like it sold fairly decently. Like, I was looking at numbers, and it seemed okay. Even the concurrent player count on Steam seemed okay when compared to games like Suicide Squad, for example. Suicide Squad has 500 to 800 concurrent players over on Steam, and that's a AAA live service game that had over $200 million in development costs. This game, on the other hand, is more of a niche game, especially in the gameplay, and it has a cool theme in terms of pirates, but of course, they had to make it a black female. Why wouldn't they make this pirate a black female? And they made her disabled too. But that's besides the point. They made the character a black female, and Sweet Baby Inc. got involved in narrative consulting, and we know exactly what they mean by that. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. Again, ladies and gentlemen, they try to spin the story about, oh, it's a German-based company, and it's so hard to make video games in Germany, and there's not enough revenue, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so if there's not enough revenue, why are you then hiring a company like Sweet Baby Inc. that is, number one, notorious for the garbage they put out? Number two, is an added cost that you really didn't need. You were able to create your own main character by yourself. And if you couldn't even do that, perhaps you shouldn't be making a game. Let's be real. But still, it's if you look at this round table of characters right now, you can pretty much tell that Sweet Baby Inc.'s touch is all over this. I can see it from a mile away, because as much as they like to claim that they don't do anything, as much as they like to claim that, oh, there isn't certain things they're trying to push, the ironic and hilarious truth about all this is, if you look at every single game Sweet Baby Inc. has touched, you're going to see extreme similarities, especially between the characters. It says Sweet Baby Inc., the consultancy firm that has been the target of a boycott due to its peddling of woke ideology, revealed back in August that one of its clients shut down after Sweet Baby Inc. consulted on the game. Back at the end of August, Sweet Baby Inc. reported on LinkedIn that following their consultation on Mimimi Games' Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew, that the company was shutting down. Sweet Baby Inc. posted, "We are saddened to learn that Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew, is Mimimi's last game. We're incredibly proud to have bring the final voyage to the shore by collaborating on the game's protagonist, Afia, with Matthias Kraut, Moritz Wagner, and the rest of the crew at Mimimi Games. Our collaboration helped make the world of the Cursed Caribbean feel more inclusive and representative. We are happy to see that players have resonated the game, as evidenced by its incredible reception." Now, again, ladies and gentlemen, why is a German company making a character about pirates and making them a black female? I mean, listen, it's very clear that Sweet Baby Inc. was the one that said, hey, make this girl into a black female. How do I know that? They openly say right here that they were able to collaborate on the game's protagonist, Afia, with the developers. So this is Afia right here in the middle, and it's very clear that Sweet Baby Inc. had all their nice little touches on it. This is Sweet Baby Inc. all day long, ladies and gentlemen. The Mimimi team is amazing and deserves to land on their feet. We would be happy to connect folks in our network who are looking for talented developers with this studio. Send us a DM if you're interested. So what's even more insulting is that Sweet Baby Inc., after killing off this company, or at least having an involvement in killing off this company, would then virtue signal, use them to virtue signal and say, hey, we know it sucks right now that we got you guys basically fired, but if you guys gave us a couple of days, we'll help connect you with other developers so that you can eventually work with us again, and then we can eventually close down that developer again afterwards. You know, it's just so unbelievably sad how they are just a glutton for punishment. These developers really genuinely genuinely believe that they need companies like Sweet Baby Inc. in order to make diverse and just genuine characters. It's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? It's really stupid. Mimimi Games and its founders, Dominic Abe and Johannes Roth, announced that the company was shutting down at the end of August of 2023. Writing in a blog post, it is with a very heavy heart that today we have to share the news that Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew, will be Mimimi's final game. The duo continued, as we look back at our 15-year journey crafting games and crying about it, we feel grateful for the incredible love and support we received from all of you. We cherished every game we made and feel proud of what we were able to accomplish as a studio. At the same time, dedicating the past decade and a half of our lives working on increasingly ambitious games took a heavy personal toll on us and our families. After the release of Shadow Gambit, we decided it was the right time to prioritize our well-being and put the brakes instead of signing up for another multi-year production cycle. They explain, listen, they can say they're tired. They can say they are stressed. They can say all these things, but ultimately, if this game was highly successful, do you think they would have quit? It's an honest question. If this game was highly successful, do you think they would have quit? No, I don't think they would have quit at all. They would have been rolling in the dough. They would have genuinely enjoyed it to the moon. And even if they wanted to step aside, they would have hired someone to run the company for them. But the fact of the matter is, this game cost too damn much and was nowhere near successful enough to keep the company around. You can have conspiracies as to why that is, but you gotta imagine Sweet Baby Inc.'s involvement is not a good look for this company. It says later in their explanation, they detailed that the company's costs were growing more than its revenues. It stated making these games was amazing and extremely taxing at the same time. Reaching the level of quality Mimimi strives for is hard and requires focus and dedication. We also have to acknowledge that our future production costs are growing and faster than potential revenues of our genre. The increased financial pressure and level of risk became unsustainable. Well, if that was the case, if it's very risky for you to be in this niche, right? Why would you then increase the cost further past what you needed to do by hiring Sweet Baby Inc.? Sweet Baby Inc. clearly could not have come very cheap. They're not very expensive, I would imagine, but they're also not very cheap in the same breath. They're probably about average. It's an added cost that you didn't need to have. It's an added cost that you didn't need someone to tell you, hey, make your pirate a female who's black and gay. That's unnecessary. You didn't need to pay that. And truth be told, when it comes with these companies, honestly, I don't feel bad at all. I see it like this. If you had enough money to push DEI in your game, then you clearly had enough money to develop the game. You had excess money because you are wasting your money by hiring a company like Sweet Baby Inc. That's just a fact. You are. There is no point to hire Sweet Baby Inc. for this game. Just like there is no point to hire Sweet Baby Inc. for that racing game that's coming up right now that they're collaborating on. It's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. It says, additionally, when our games get close to release and we're finally fun to play, a new fight for funding of the following project started, making this a continuous cycle, they added. They also shared, as founders and directors, we found it increasingly difficult to strike a balance between fulfilling internal expectations for the studio and being available for our young families. Meeting our goals of quality, company culture, and management requires a constant level of energy that we simply cannot provide anymore. Ramping down the company and making Shadow Gambit our final game is an extremely tough decision. We never expected this would be how Mimimi ends, but if even one of us were to break down, fail, or burn out, the situation would escalate quickly. They elaborated. Ultimately, managing production on this scale in combination with an extremely competitive market proved to be too taxing for us. So again, if you want to make it seem as if you're tired, you're done, whatever the case would be, that's fine. But I just find it highly sus that this happened after Sweet Baby Inc. got involved in your latest game. I'm just saying, DEI tends to kill off games, whether at the beginning or later on down the road when people find out they were involved. Ultimately, Sweet Baby Inc. is not a good look for your company. And like you even mentioned, you are in a niche market. You are in a niche game. If you're going to put Sweet Baby Inc. in that niche game, well, you just made that niche game even more niche than it had to be. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.